Good morning, Acton, and welcome to Java with John, hosted by Town Manager John Mangiaratti. Java with John streams every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on ActonTV's YouTube channel. You can also listen live on the radio at 94.9 FM. Tune in weekly for important information from the Town Manager, Health Department, and Council on Aging, as well as a variety of special guests. Residents can contact us with questions or comments at 978-929-6611 or email manager@actonma.gov.
Good morning, Acton. Welcome to the Java with John program. It's June 11th. Hope everyone had a good week. Happy birthday to my wife, whose birthday was yesterday. And this is exciting Java with John for me because I believe it's going to be the last one we do virtually because like everything else in government, we're going to be doing things in person again. So, before we get into the guests, I want to thank Sharon Mercurio for doing this and leading this effort. Heather York for her weekly updates. Mark Ducey at ActonTV for being the producer, the behind the camera producer. IT folks here in Acton who make sure that this gets broadcast to the radio every week live, 94.9 FM. Austin Siganowicz used to help a lot with when we were doing in-person calling. And everyone else that's been involved and guests on the program over the last year. It's been a lot of fun working with all of them and finding new ways to connect with all the residents here in Acton. So with that, again, one of the most important things that we did every week was have an update from Heather York on where we were with the pandemic and what was happening. And why don't we start with that right now?
Good morning. Thank you, John. It's nice to see everyone. So I will start with my COVID update that we've been doing since the beginning of the pandemic. Overall, we've had 981 overall cases. Currently, we have 2 active cases in Acton that will end today, and hopefully that trend will stay the same and Acton will be COVID-free for the most part through the summer. The state numbers have really dropped overall in the last 4 to 6 weeks, which is really good news, with about 125 cases coming through new each day, which is the lowest it was even to the point of at the very, very beginning of the pandemic in Massachusetts. So my COVID updates will be ending today, which I'm glad to say. It has been a challenging year, and I just wanted to thank everyone on the show for doing all that they did to bring information and help everyone within the community get through this pandemic. So it has been great to do the show on a weekly basis. Just a couple of updates from the nursing department. We have hired a new public health nurse. Her name is Jill Salomon. She actually has been a per diem nurse for us since 2015. Jill graduated from Columbia University School of Public Health and has a master's in public health. That was back in 1991. And she started her nursing career back in 1995 and worked as a nurse practitioner in family practice. So we're thrilled that Jill took the position of our public health nurse. With the building open, she will be doing some office hours for blood pressure clinics. Those will be starting, actually they have started in June, the 2nd and 4th Monday of the month, 10:30 to 12, and then the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of the month, 10:30 to 12. Next week on Wednesday, June 16th at noon in the multipurpose room, she and Cheryl Ball, the health director, will be doing our annual tick talk to talk about ticks and safety. It looks like it's going to be a bad year, so if you can make it over to the Human Services and Senior Center building on June 16th, that's Wednesday at noon. We'd love to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Heather. Sharon, what's happening at the Senior Center these days?
Lots happening at the Senior Center these days. So our tent that we were renting to do outdoor programs. That will be coming down on Monday because we'll be moving the outdoor programs indoors. So that's really exciting. Some of the large lectures and classes are still going to be done virtually. So we will be doing kind of a hybrid of in-person programming and virtual. And a lot of that is the presenters are their comfort level. Some of them aren't comfortable coming back in person yet. So we're slowly moving forward, which is really exciting. It's nice to see people in the building again. Unfortunately, we needed to postpone Elvis. He was supposed to be performing earlier this week, but it will be June 16th now at 3:30. That program will remain outdoors. So yesterday or 2 days ago was just a little too warm for us. So hopefully the weather will agree with us. And then really want you to keep your eyes on the combined summer newsletter. So it's a July-August issue, and there are lots of changes, all good. So we're starting congregate meals again, so people can come into the senior center and have lunch again. Our hours are going to be changing. This was something that we were attempting to do prior to the pandemic, and then things changed. So starting July 6th, we're going to be open until 7:30 Tuesday evenings and closing at noon on Friday. So we're going to be doing some different events on Tuesday evening. And if people need appointments, that sort of thing. We're still giving folks the option for some of the larger lunches. So we're going to continue with grab and go or eat in. So we're going to set it up as a drive-through, but if you would rather come inside to eat, that's your prerogative and you're more than welcome to. So keep your eyes open for that. As John said, this is the last virtual Java with John. Who knew we would be doing this so many episodes? But I did want to thank ActonTV, John, Heather, everybody involved, because, it was really responsive. People were quick to do whatever they could just to try to keep the residents of Acton informed about things. And it's been a great format, but we're looking forward to seeing you and John in person. So we're going to take the month of July off, but we will have John in the building for Java with John in August. So look in your newsletter for that. And thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. And before we move on to talk about town meeting, I wanted to bring in James MacRae, who's talking about a ceremony that he's going to be holding tomorrow with some local Boy Scouts over at the Woodlawn Cemetery.
Hi, everyone. I'm James MacRae, District Director of Veteran Services for Acton and Boxborough, here on Java with John. I want to take this opportunity to let you know about some recent veterans events that are happening in the area. Memorial Day on Monday, May 31st. The ceremony went fantastic. It was very well attended, despite the fact that with this year, because due to COVID restrictions, we had no grand marshal or parade. The weather worked out for us, and it was a great ceremony. And this Saturday, tomorrow, June 12th, we are having a flag retirement ceremony at Woodlawn Cemetery at 9 a.m. off of Concord Road at Woodlawn Cemetery. And participating will be Troop 32 Boy Scouts in Acton, as well as Troop 12 Girl Scouts in Acton. So we hope you can join us to how we honor, respect, and properly dispose of unserviceable flags. And for any questions, as always, regarding veterans benefits, please contact my office at 978-929-6614.
Thank you, James, for coordinating that ceremony and for all the work you do for our veterans here in Acton and Boxborough. So, town meeting's coming up June 21st. We have with us here the person who is elected by the residents of Acton to run our town meetings. Joanne Berry is our town moderator. Joanne, how are we doing for town meeting? Is it going to be a good one this year?
Of course it's going to be a good one. Hi, John. As people have probably heard, we will be meeting on Monday, June 21st. So that's coming up pretty soon at the high school. We'll use the same system as we used last year with options to sit inside or outside. Be the same. You'll check in outside the field house or the large gym. And then you can either go to the parking lot and sit or sit inside the gym. Both sides will be connected by audio, video, and the talk-to-text translation. So it's a similar experience. We'll start at 6 o'clock. I hate to predict anything, but I would like to finish in one night. I think we can. We have quite a bit of business, but not too much, I don't think. Some interesting articles. So what I encourage everyone to do is check out the ActonTV YouTube station starting later on today to see the video recordings of the presentations of the various articles. This will give you a chance to see what the articles are all about, see the charts and graphs that might be included with it, and look at it again if you want to, do it at your own speed, because once we get to town meeting, the presentations will be short. This will give you a chance to have quite a bit of information ahead. And if you have questions, to contact the person or one of the select board members to see if there's more information or they can answer your question. So those will be available on ActonTV YouTube later today, Friday. I will be holding a moderators meeting on the 16th, which sounds like it's going to be a very busy day around town. That will be for the presenters, and we don't quite know the location yet. We will be doing it in person starting at 7. So this is anybody who will be presenting, just to make sure we're ready to go for the meeting and that everything's all organized and set. I also want to encourage you to vote in the upcoming special election. The 2 candidates running for the seat that is being vacated by Joan Gardner's resignation. So that's an important election. So be sure you either come out and vote or vote ahead of time, which is available. The boxes are all set up outside of Town Hall. I dropped mine off today. And I think you can still get a ballot. I'm pretty sure. I did not check the dates on that, but if you want to vote remotely, and drop it off ahead of time, there's still time to do that, or vote on the 29th, which will be after town meeting.
Joanne, so what are you getting a lot of questions about town meeting? What's the thing that people are asking you most about?
I think there's a couple of really interesting and articles that could have long-term effects for the town, like the purchase of Stonefield Farm. I guess it's not a direct purchase, but it will protect that piece of property as agriculture. So that's definitely a decision that folks can participate in to have a long-term effect on the farm. On the town. There's the drive-up window article, which I think a lot of folks are interested in. And of course, there is the citizen petition regarding the dog park, which a lot of folks are interested in and want to have a say on. I'm sure there are some other things, but I think it's a solid agenda with some items that people really might want to weigh in on.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to it here. From the staff perspective, this is what we work all year long to prepare for. So it's a big night for us. I hope we can do it in one night too, but I will take as many nights as we need.
We'll do what we have to do, but yeah.
I look forward to it. Anything else people should know before they head over to the high school for town meeting on the 21st?
I guess I would just remind people, if you do want to sit outdoors, you can bring your own chairs. It'll not for inside, but for outside. And of course, you might want bug spray or an umbrella, depending on what it's looking like, since there will be no cover. And hopefully we won't have to deal with any kind of rain situation. And it is the longest daylight of the year, I think. Doesn't mean we have to stay there till it's dark. But we'll, like I said, we'll take as long as we have to. And read your warrant, check out the videos, and see, be ready.
Yeah, so the warrants were all mailed to households. They should be in your mailboxes soon if they haven't been already. And there's additional material that we're posting on our website, actonma.gov. There you'll find the warrant itself if you want to look at it digitally, and other materials that support different articles. And we'll also provide links to the videos that will also be posted on ActonTV. So great. Well, thank you, Joanne, Madam Moderator, for being with us this morning. And we look forward to seeing you on the big stage. So you're inside, and
Right.
who's going to be the moderator outside?
So Bill Mullen, and then Bill Mullen will be outside. And then there are 3 other folks who may get a chance to do an article. And I do want to let people know that it's not a closed club. If people are interested in learning more about being moderator, I'm interested in talking and helping you figure that out. But so you might see some new faces doing an article to kind of get the idea of how to do this.
That sounds great. Well, thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you on the 21st. And have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
So as we close out this last virtual episode of the Job with John program, I just want to take a moment and bring Mark Ducci on the screen and stay with Sharon and Heather and of course Joanne and talk a little bit about this program. It's been a lot of fun. Mark, I know you've been behind the scenes, but you do the editing, you produce a lot of the work, and make sure it gets out in a timely manner. So I want to thank you for that. We were just talking about the first episode that we did over at the ActonTV studio. I think we closed down Town Hall on March 13th. And I think we had that first episode a week later on a Friday in ActonTV. And it was at the time where that was before we knew a lot. I mean, that was before masks, right? I mean, so we were in the studio and Sharon and I were at a conference room table and we had a bottle of hand sanitizer and we put it between us like this, and we stood 6 feet apart from each other, and we thought we were safe. It turns out we were, but it was just, it's funny that that's where we started, and here's where we are now. And now it's a polished, professional program that comes weekly, triple cast through internet, cable, and radio. So it's really been a lot of fun, and I want to thank you, Mark and Sharon, and Heather as a regular guest, and Joanne, and all the other guests that have come along and talked with seniors and others that listen to the program at home. Mark, what was your favorite part of the program?
Yeah, that brings back some memories. I think that was just after we had closed the studio down and we weren't letting anybody in. You guys were the last production we did for months, and so it was interesting to transition away from that and then come to Zoom. That was really the beginning of the first time that anybody here at ActonTV had ever used Zoom. So it was, the start of a whole new thing, but I enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun working with the group here over the last year plus. I've had a great time, and having all the different guests on. I've learned a lot, and it's helped keep me up to date on what's going on in town. So thank you guys for that.
And another interesting part about the first few episodes, or probably the first 10 episodes, is that we were always provided a poem from Sharon. So I know Sharon's been working on other poems. Do you have another one for us today?
Thanks for putting me on the spot, John. Actually, I am not a poetry person whatsoever. That first time, I think that morning I had seen something on social media that just really touched me. And I asked John if I could read it at the end of our program. And he enjoyed it and then had me do them weekly, which was incredibly uncomfortable. So I was really glad when you forgot. And we've been able to move on. So no, I do not have a closing poem. My apologies.
Well, it was a nice, it was a moment of, art in a time when we were talking about a lot of serious stuff. So it was good to have some performance art as part of the program every week. So thank you for doing that. And
Yeah.
Heather, again, the information you were sharing and the information that you were dealing with, in your office in between Job with John program was pretty serious and heavy stuff. So I'm glad that you and Cheryl Ball, who was here often as well, were able to participate and keep our seniors informed about all this thousands of different rules and regulations and ideas and concepts that we had to try to understand throughout this pandemic.
Well, thank you, John, for all that you did. I think this was the lightest part of my week over the last year. It was the enjoyable, easy piece to talk to people that were at home who were isolated from everyone else. So that it was the lightest part of my job over the last year, definitely.
Good. Well, we know what we'll do is we'll do it in person, and we'll get you over to the senior center, and we can do it in person. What do you think? Maybe Mark can record one of them for old time's sake.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you all. We'll see you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.